Hey folks, Foggy here, and welcome to day 186 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. And I am tackling yet another PNP from PNParcade.com. This is a free one from Button Shy Games. It's called Cityline. Actually, this I think was on sale. I think it's normally $1, and it was on sale for $0. So I decided that's a sale price I cannot pass up. So I figured what I would do is I would try this out. I've not played this before. I had no idea what it's going to be like. The setup for it seems relatively simple, so we're going to give it a try here. You need six-sided dice, and I'm using my app again to just basically give me those dice. I'm not entirely. I feel like it might have been a better idea to grab some dice and just use those, but c'est la vie. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to do the setup phase. So the setup phase, you start with all 6 dice, and then you just roll. All right, and then what you do is for each one of these dice, you'll actually go up one of these in each of these lines. They're each numbered 1 through 6, and you'll notice I'm not using a sheet protector on this one. They're relatively easy to print out, so I think I'm just going to use pencil and then just toss this at the end of it. I also really need to clean my fingers. You can see how much ink I've gotten on my thumb there. All right, so we've got 2 1s, so each of these go up by 1. We've got 3 2s. And we got 1 4. All right, so we're going to set aside a dice, one of these dice, and we're going to use that to indicate the type of roof that we want on one of our buildings. Now, there are different types of roofs here, and they show you these. You don't have to worry about the right-hand side, so I don't have to worry about like this, there being a right-hand side here. You do kind of want to think about what are the best types of buildings to build, what sort of points you think you're going to get. Banks are kind of difficult to do because you have to get basically a sequence in order. These have to be same number for shopping. These have to be different numbers. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with shopping here, and I'm going to go here. Just going to draw that. That's going to be shopping, and I'm going to draw a little icon down here. And I'm just going to write in different number. All right. And then we're going to set aside, since that was a 2 that we needed for that, we're going to lock one of these 2s in place. Now that will not roll, and we'll roll the other 5 dice. Try to do that in a way that won't cause that to happen. All right, so now we got 2 3s. We got 2 5s. And we got a 6. So we're starting to get some buildings here. Let's see, housing are odds only. So we can only build housing that is 3 high. And so what I think I want to do is I want to pick one of these and just make it housing. And we're going to do that here, I think. We're going to make this housing. And so we're going to draw a little person. And then odds. And then we used a 5 for that, so we'll go ahead and set that aside. All right, well, I don't need to worry about what's under the 4 because it's just the lock 2. So it's 3 is going to get another one. 2 more 4s. And a 6. All right, so 3, 4, and 6. I'm looking at education, arts, and housing. And education we've already done once. Oh no, shopping was the same number. Crud. We're going to do different number, and so that means since each of these are now 4, I think we're going to do education here and do that as the rooftopper. And I think we're going to do that over here. So this will be education. This is the little lightning bolt here. diff number. And we're going to lock this 4. 3 more numbers. All right, 1, 1, and 5. So now when you roll a number that's already been closed off, and that's actually all of these right now, you actually get to populate it without having to worry about the number. So we actually get 2 1s in here. We also get a 5, so we're actually off to a good start. That's a really good way to go. And now we have to choose 1 or 5 as, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do 5, which is a government building, which is evens only. And we're going to make this 6 over here. We're going to make that. All right. And then we're going to roll the last 2. We get a 3 and a 6, so this is going to go up by 1. This is going to give our first flag here. So we don't have to worry about that. And then, let's see, 3 and 6. We're looking at either education or housing. So unfortunately, and both of those are kind of difficult to work with. But I think what I'm going to do is housing. And I kind of like the idea of doing this one as housing since it's going to be difficult enough to get these in. Odds. We're locking the 6. And then rolling the 3. We get a 4, so we get to add 1 to our 4. And then that is going to also be our last building, which in this case is an arts and entertainment building. So almost got 5 different types. And this is 1s and 2s. All right. Then when you're done with that, you complete the right-hand sides so that it doesn't look all weird. So that is our skyline. Now, then we go on to the time phase. The time phase is you take a look at the dice that you set aside. Now, in this case, we've got 2, 6, 4, 2. It's a majority of evens. If it's a majority of evens, draw a moon in the sky. This is a nighttime city. All right? Now, we now roll all of the dice, which means all of these can become unlocked again. All right. Roll all the remaining dice. Roll all 6 to start. Roll 1 less on subsequent turns because of the reserve die in step 3. You may not re-roll any times. All right, good lord, that's 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, and 1. All right, so let's take a look at our buildings. And so for this one, we have to have different values. For this one, we have to have the same number, but at this point, we also only need 1 more to fill it. I don't know if we fill in this top spot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So no, you do not fill it in because there's no way to fill in that 7th one over here. It would have to be 6 different numbers. So let's figure this out. We're not going to probably do odds because most of these are even. We've got 4 evens, 2 odds, and that would be pretty much most of this building is empty. This is going to be a problem because we kind of need 5 odds to fill it, so that's going to be something I think that we're going to have to think about. Over here, we could fill this up. Different numbers, we could fill this up, 1, 5, and 6. This is also going to be difficult to fill up. Right now, we can only get 1, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to go different numbers just simply because it's going to be easier to do that. So we'll do 1, 5, and 6, and that will fill this up completely. All right. And then we want a majority of even numbers, so we will set aside okay, sorry. You have to set aside a dice that was used to occupy a building. So we can set aside one of the 6s. That is now set aside. And that will help with our end game scoring. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have been given a wonderful thing here. If we had something that had 5 different... So I think at this point we kind of want to fill in the odds here as bad as... No, because it's a 3 and a 5, and I would rather wait until one more turn goes. This is brutal. This is brutal. Let's just go ahead and knock out this odd one over here. 3 and 5, we're going to fill this in. All right, and then we have to set aside either the 5 or the 3 since that was used to occupy. 2, 2, 5, 5. Okay. So I think over here we're going to fill in these and then X's for the rest, which is unfortunate. One, 2, and 6. We're still getting nothing here. This is going to end up just being completely dead. Evens, we can use 2 and 6 to fill this. Set aside this 2. 3 and 5, we finally get some odds, so we'll go ahead and do this. Our poor housing unit, unfortunately, we built this great big giant skyscraper to help house people, and it did not succeed. When I was supposed to set aside, let's say that one was set aside as a 5. That's a 2. This has to be the same number over here, so we can just make this that, and we're done. All right, so a majority of the things that we set aside were even, so we managed to get that. Let's figure out the scoring. Score each building from left to right by placing a check mark in the space that represents the number of floors filled with icons. The number above that space is the amount of points the building was scored. All right, so for this one, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, so that'll score 2 points. This one is only 1 and 2. This one is only 1. This one is education, so this was 3. This was housing, so this will give us 2. This is government, this will give us 2. Did not do really well at all. We never got a bank. I think that was what kind of hurt us, was not getting a bank at any point. All right. Oh, wow. If you have 2 buildings of the same type, and we have the 2 housings, you must score different levels. So for this one, for example, I think this might be a better way to show it. So we got the shopping here. So let's mark this. This is how far up we got. We got this far up in arts. We got this far up in housing. We got this far up in education. We got this far up in another housing. Now, if we had been 2 and 2, this would not have gotten checked off. We would have only checked this off once. So, and then we have a government of 3, so that is checked off as well. All right, so that is good to know. Subtract 1 for every negative 2 points in your city. So we have 5 total. I don't know if you round up or down, but it does say for each pair. So I'm going to assume that this is negative 2 points. If you drew a moon and your set-aside dice in the occupancy phase have a majority of even numbers, which we do, fill in the moon. You've earned 1 point. Seems kind of garbagey. All right. So 1 point there. And I think that's it. I'm not sure what this is up here. One-of-a-kind types, 1 point each. Duplicate types, 3 points each pair. Like, I really don't know. Like, it doesn't say anything about that in here. Yeah, that's it. That's all it says. Now, if I were to go like that, I would be 4, 3. That would be a total of 7. So I think you actually kind of want a bunch of duplicate types. Like if you get 3 pair, you're going to get 9 points as opposed to 6 points if you do individuals. I don't understand this at all, But if this is actually what it's supposed to be, then it's 7, 9, 12, 14, 16, 19, 20, 18, total of 18. I have no idea if that's a good score or not. There's no sort of indication of what that score is. So this is, I'm glad it was free. I will say that. It is a quick game. Doesn't really take that long. We could do another one, but I really don't want to. This was not one of my favorite roll and writes. I think it looks cute. I kind of like the idea of it, but there's some questions I have about the design of it, and I don't understand the weather. Like I feel like you kind of want to make sure that you do odd, right? If you don't do odd, then you're just setting yourself like why the extra 3 points for odd and 1 point for even? I don't get that. I don't understand why that's weird. That's very weird. It's an interesting little game. I don't think I'll play this again. I'm sorry about Shy, but yeah, at least that's easy to get rid of. Folks, do all the YouTube things. Click like, click subscribe, and join me again tomorrow for more fun with print and plays. Talk to y'all later.